Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again, and I hope you're all doing well. I remember like 5 or 6 years ago, everyone was talking about Eastman guitars, a violin manufacturer crafting hand-built affordable guitars out of China, and they dominated the market faster than anything else. Rightfully so. I mean, one of my favorite instruments is my Eastman T484. Nonetheless, since then things have changed, and we might have a new and valid competitor that no one seems to talk about. But before we dive deeper, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Chico, and here on my channel, all we do is talk about guitar gear, music in general, and everything in between. And if that sounds like something you would like to watch, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future uploads. When I say that things have changed, I don't necessarily mean quality-wise. As I mentioned before, my Eastman is awesome, but the truth is we can't really call them affordable guitars anymore. I mean, in the past couple of years, prices have definitely gone up, and they left a piece of the market open. And in my opinion, the opening is already filled, but no one seems to talk about this brand. I'm talking about Stanford guitars. Stanford Guitars is a brand that's making really high quality instruments with great value out of China. They're backed and distributed by iMusic Network, which is the same company as Maybach guitars, which we all know and love around here. They offer different models, both electric and acoustic. Fun fact, one of the first guitars that I got to review on the channel was a Stanford Marquis, which was their take on a flat top Les Paul. I still have that video up on the channel if you want to watch it, and I remember really liking that guitar. It had really nice pickups, and the neck felt incredible. It was one of those thick necks. It was just amazing. Fast forward to today, they made a couple of changes on their lineup, and I happen to have 3 guitars from their lineup that I want to show to you. Up until recently, their focus was more on jazz box guitars or semi-hollow body guitars through their Crossroads series. Notable mentions, definitely the Crossroads Vanguard. I used to own one, and honestly, it's one of those guitars that I really regret selling. Another great one is the Crossroads Thinline 30. At first glance, it might look like a version of the Gibson ES330, but it's actually way more similar to an ES335. That's because it shares the same neck joint as a 335, giving you more playability and more fret access, while also giving you the cool tone of P90 pickups. Anyways, let's check out the guitars I have here, starting with the acoustic. This right here is called the Stanford Golden Era P10. Stanford sent me this guitar a while ago, and I just realized that they don't sell it anymore, which I think it's a shame because it's a really nice guitar. It's a parlor-sized acoustic guitar, and it has a solid Sitka spruce top and mahogany back and sides. It has a mahogany neck, and the fretboard on this is a Palfero fretboard, which I think really suits the guitar. It has a bone nut, a compensated bone saddle. The rosette looks incredible, and the slotted headstock just gives it that nice vintage vibe. As far as I remember, the price for this was around 850 euros, which I think is a steal. Let's hear how it sounds. I hope you like how that sounded. I personally think it's awesome. It definitely sounds bigger you'd expect for this size. That's the cool thing about these parlor size guitars. Since the top is smaller and lighter, it doesn't require much energy to resonate and to sound full. That's why these are great for fingerstyle playing as well. I do have to say the strings on this are quite old, but I still think it sounds awesome. Next up, we have one of the newest additions in the Stanford lineup, the Crossroad Fleetwood in Onyx Black. I mean, come on, how gorgeous is this guitar? For just under $1,000, you get this beautiful Les Paul with a bit of a sharper cutaway, which doesn't make it another Les Paul clone. The cutaway has more of a Florentine cutaway vibe, which definitely makes it stand out and makes it unique. I usually find black Les Pauls to be a little bit bland, but this just speaks to me. The split trapezoid inlays that end on the 17th fret also give it a very unique vibe. You really won't find anything like this out there. The pickups on this guitar are proprietary Stanford pickups, and before you say, that's where they cut corners, let me tell you, you're wrong. These pickups sound incredible. And I'm not exaggerating. My Eastman has Seymour Duncan pickups, but honestly, I much prefer these ones to the Seymour Duncans, and that's why in the near future, I'm going to change the pickups on that guitar so that it can sound something similar to this. Hardware on this guitar feels really solid overall. Tuners, great. Bone nut cut very well. Switch feels awesome. Pickups, as I said, immaculate. And the bridge also feels good as well. I mean, there's no issues whatsoever. And a big reason why these guitars feel and sound so good is that they all get checked out in Germany whenever they get delivered to China before they hit shops or you as a customer. Enough talking, let's hear how it sounds like. Sounds great, right? It also plays fantastic, and again, for under $1,000, you really can't go wrong with this. And if you're willing to spend 100 euros more, you can get the same guitar with a Bixby and a super ornate pickguard. Talking about something super ornate, here we have the Stanford Fat Boy GoldenEye 95. This is Stanford's take on the Gibson ES295. It's not your everyday go-to guitar, at least not for me, but it definitely has its place. And again, where else can you find a guitar like this in this price point? I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but that's just because I personally don't have a use case for it. That said, it plays incredibly well, build quality is flawless, and it looks fantastic. For me, it's definitely a wall hanger guitar. I'd like to look at this every day, but if you want to channel your inner Bryan Adams and play Summer of '69, this is the guitar for you. I hope you like the sound of that, and I have to say the acoustic tone of this guitar is also super inspiring. Perfect for couch playing, but definitely something you can plug in and rock on. One thing I do notice with this guitar is that the pickups feel a little bit low output. For the demo that you saw, I had to crank up my pedals a bit more than I usually do. Turns out this is a common issue with dog ear P90s and the neck angle on these kinds of guitars. As you might know, dog ear P90s are not adjustable, meaning it's a bit tricky to get the proper height for the pickups. But as I was writing the script for this video, I noticed that iMusic Network actually posted a video where they were shimming the pickups during the QC process in Germany. So they got feedback, they listened, and it's awesome. But if that doesn't work out for you, you can definitely get aftermarket shims to put under the pickups so that you can get the proper height for them. So to wrap things up, I really think you should give Stanford guitars a shot. If there's a local shop that carries them, even better, go try one out. They offer fantastic value for your money, and they're unique enough for you to check out even if you own a really nice sounding Les Paul or ES335. They're different, but in a good way. Great craftsmanship, incredible tone, and overall just impressive instruments. Let me know what you think about these guitars down in the comments. Have you ever tried a Stanford guitar? What is your experience with them? I'd love to hear. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps more than you know. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you with the next one. Until then, stay safe and have a good one. Bye-bye.